Okay, in closing, I'm going to show you how this little tool works. I've had it for 20 years. It's always worked, okay? Some bikes are smaller, some bikes are taller on the your front variator or your rear, but you have to find a way to hold them because unless you do, you can't reef on that nut. That means get it real tight with a 17. So if you take a little tool like this, you can put different size screws in it, or bolts, I'm sorry. This one also has the nuts. I use the small ones for the back, right, or the, like that, for the front and the back. I screw these on, and I'll put one right here and right here. And I've never had this tool ever fail me as far as a holding thing. What you do not want to do, please, you do not want to take one of these pry bars right here. Say you got a pry bar like this, okay, and you want to stick it in here, or you want to stick it in the back here against these tines, like that. Okay, you don't want to do that, because the minute that you start to get these tight, these will break. What these are for is, this is a new style, which is a good thing. What it does is the motor puts out so much heat, okay, and the belt gets hot and everything. This swishes the air around inside the case, and it cools it down. But they're also weak, and they're also fragile, and they're also expensive. So this takes a 17 on the rear, which is right here on my breaker bar. Takes a 17 on the front, right here, like that. And you have to find a way to they're called, it's either called a clutch holding tool or alternating holder tool. You have to use the same type of a tool on the other side too. Now you can use an impact wrench, okay, but to do that you're putting a tremendous amount of stress on the crankshaft, and you may throw it out of alignment. That's why you don't want to do it. All you want to do is, on these bikes, you want to get the 17mm nut down pat, down, give it a good quarter turn past snug, and that's all. That's all you need. Now on a deal, like over here, I have to use red thread locker on the, especially the front nut here, right here, and sometimes on the back, because the power of that deal will actually spin this backwards, and this will come off. And it comes off like 5 miles from town when it's 110 degrees out, and I'll have to just walk the bike all the way back home, which sucks. So that's one thing I do with the deal. Also, if you're using a red thread locker, it's basically thread glue. If you use the medium, you can get it off with this wrench. If you use the red, you have to take a heat gun and heat up the nut before it'll come off. It really works good, but you can't get the part off with red thread locker with just a standard wrench. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the rear cover right here. It's finally cooling down. It's nice. I feel really good that my bike is getting in order. I'm going to put this back on. What I might do with this, sometimes I'll do this, is I have a little bit of Vaseline in my shop over here, and just to kind of seal it, and this has got a lot of uses, especially if you're your own right-hand man. You didn't see that. I'll put a little bit of this on here, which will kind of seal this a little bit. But you never want to let this thing come off. If it comes off, the stock one, it'll stretch. If it stretches, you'll never get it back on. Another thing I want to say is, if you buy one of these Chinese cheap gasket rubbers, okay, they aren't going to fit anyway. You're going to end up cutting them here or here, shortening them, gluing them on, all kinds of stuff. If you're going to use a gasket, a rubber gasket like this, get one from the company. I mean, get one from Zuma. And what I think I might do is, I want to show you this. This rear axle thing, and it shows you, this has about a ½ ounce of oil in it, okay? It tells you what it is right there. I believe that on a lot of these, you can loosen up one of these or one of these, and the oil will just come out into a little pan down here. And then what you do is you fill it back up with this here. These ratio rights are great. I don't know if you have them in your country, but they work really good. A ratio right, good for 2-stroke gasoline, and you can use one of these little turkey baster things, and you can fill this up with oil. I think it takes like regular 1040 oil. And it's good to do once every year, and of course I haven't done it since the bike's new, so it's probably good if I should do that. And like everything else, since I don't have a book, I'm going to go onto YouTube and see if they say how to do it. And then I will drain the old oil and put some new in there. The thing with old oil is that sometimes it gets fluid in there, it gets water, condensation, moisture, and it loses its viscosity. It's supposed to be at a certain thickness, like heavy syrup. But when that heavy syrup turns into like water, then it loses its effectiveness. So it doesn't hurt to just, you've got 9,000 miles, change your oil. All right, I'm going to put the rest of this back on and give it a try. And I don't think I'm going to video the oil change, because I just want to get the thing running. And I know I'll feel better once I get it running. All right, I hope you like this video on how to change the drive belt and the rear clutch center spring for 2013 Yamaha YF50, I think this was called. And that's the way you do it. Thank you, Dio Speed Demon.